We are gathered here today to say goodbye to Puss in Boots.
Well, Antonio, I'm Tara Hitchcock from Harkins Theaters. By the way, loved the movie. It was so funny, but I am curious, do you actually have a favorite pair of boots?
Yes, I do. You know what they are?
Okay, easy to slip on and off, hopefully, like Puss in Boots.
The legend will never die.
One of my favorite parts of this whole movie is that sequence where, you know, he has to go to the doctor and he remembers he's actually died 8 times. And you go through the litany of death sequences from the elaborate to the very ordinary. And I won't give anything away, but let's just say one involves a food allergy. Did you have any death sequences that you kind of hoped would have been included in that whole list of death sequences?
No, it was very completed. Very
Okay.
complete. The whole entire sequence is, you know, he got every type of way that you can die is there. I thought that it was actually very, very funny. And it's one of the most humoristic part of the movie, actually. I love that beginning because he's still the you know, swashbuckling hero, strong, arrogant, full of himself. You know, he got it all. But in a second, everything changes for him, and that change is going to be the pillar of this new movie. A cat always lands on his feet. Watch.
You know, it's funny, in that same sequence, many times he's like, "Watch me!" Like, I'm going to do something big. Watch me.
Watch me.
When was the last time you said, maybe to your kids or somebody, "Watch me"?
Oh no, I've done very, very stupid things. You know, I remember one day doing a watch me because I was going to do a wheelie with a bike just to impress my kids. Watch me. Of course, I end up on the floor. Skiing, the same thing. Watch me. And I just fell down, the hill. So yeah, I got a lot of watch me's that were not very successful.
Yeah, I think I'm going to retire the phrase "watch me" because it never turns out well.
I am Puss in Boots.
You know, it's so neat, and I think some people can relate to this on some level. You probably in a bigger level. That concept of he is just determined to keep up that legend because people, when they meet him, expect a certain thing. It's Puss in Boots, so he's got to live up to that legend. When did you stop caring, or do you still care what people think when they meet you? Because I would imagine similarly, you know, to meet Antonio Banderas, you're kind of expecting something. Do you still care about how they react to you, or are you kind of over it and you're just you?
I gotta confess that, yeah, maybe I made a huge mistake at some point in my life that I produce some kind of effect in people. Yeah, we all have our vanity, I guess, and we travel with that. But it was a long time ago because, you know, at the end, you have to confront what you are. And I don't feel special to anybody. I am just a human being that travels through life with greatnesses and with its miseries, and that's what we all. I love to recognize myself as a human being, and we made mistakes, and actually, in a way, that's what this Puss in Boots story is about. We see him for the first time being vulnerable, and you know, in kind of an existentialism moment of his life, you know, questioning himself, what am I going to do now? I have to confront the reality of it. It's that I spent 8 of my life, I only have 1 left. How am I going to just play with this? So he got depressed. He got all of these states. Some of them, you know, are actually in the movie with a lot of humor, and some of them are a little bit more serious. So I thought it was an interesting approach to the character and very daring. But that's what Puss in Boots is. He's a very daring character.
Puss in Boots, you are down to your last life. You need to retire.
Clearly, we only get one opportunity. We have 1 life. Puss in Boots has 9, but the doctor recommends he needs to call it a day and retire because he's risking, you know, losing that last one. Can you even imagine retirement?
I sometimes I thought about it, and then but it lasted like 2 minutes and a half. No, I know. I want to just say goodbye when the time comes, doing what I love to do. And what I love to do is performing, is just reflecting about life and performing characters and learning through them about other lives, other possibilities, other universes. I love to do what I do, and I just want to do it until the end.
I'm a talking cat. Let's talk.
You know, it's so fun to talk to actors and actresses who voice animated characters, because they always talk about how they can see a little bit of themselves physically in the character that they voice. Do you see yourself in Perrito?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think some of the facial expressions look very familiar to me, and will make me wonder. I wonder if that's where they were recording those sessions on tape or film, because they were trying to see how we would actually say those words. Yeah, Perrito has great moments, and he does kind of rely on his face for telling a story, and I kind of tend to do that when telling a story, even to friends. I kind of mimic whatever I'm describing, or whatever character I'm portraying. So yeah, I would definitely have the same things as Perrito.
Pickles? Is that your name?
You know, I've been watching some interviews, and obviously I'm familiar with your work, and you have a smile that is just infectious. And in Perrito's case, he's never in a bad mood. And I'm curious, are you ever in a bad mood? What puts you in a funk?
I mean, everyone has bad days, you know. I think for me, it's like if I lose track of time, and it puts me in a bad mood, or if I'm running late, if I'm running late to something, I feel bad. Or if I, get hangry, like if I just forgot to grab lunch and it's almost dinner, and I'm like, I don't know why, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't eat lunch, or something. That'll do it.
I am no lab cat. I am Puss in Boots.
Antonio Banderas has one of those voices, and the whole Puss in Boots thing. When you know somebody or work with somebody who has such a distinctive, I'm Puss in Boots, do you ever have them record anything on your phone, or maybe call a buddy and use the voice?
Oh gosh, no, I wouldn't dare. It's so iconic, and weirdly enough, I've yet to meet him in person, because we actually recorded this all separately. So I'm gonna meet him tonight. So I'll test the waters and see if that's a possibility, and I'll let you know.
Dara!
Yo!
So good to see you again.
It's so good to see you again too. I was talking to our mutual friend Jerry about the fact that I obviously talked to you for your directorial debut, and I could swear you said you had a twin sister who lives in Arizona. Does she still?
Good memory. Yes. She's still out there.
And hopefully she will catch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish at Harkins Theaters, because we're based here in Arizona. Congratulations on this. It is so much fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were really excited to continue this next chapter of Puss in Boots, but maybe surprise people with where the story goes, the depth that it goes, the style, the visual style that it's in. So we had a lot of fun and put a lot of work into it. There was something so fun in taking this fairy tale and then bringing the reality to it, where he has one life to live. As human beings, we're all just gifted with one life. And I thought it would just be so wonderful to be able to tell a story it's a comedy adventure. There's lots of action, but that there's this big message for us as human beings of appreciating what we have and who's in our life.
And also, don't judge a book by its cover, because I know he warms up, to Perrito, for example, very much later in the game.
Oh, you know what? I mean, that's what was really fun on this. I mean, we have an amazing cast with Antonio Banderas returning, Selma Hayek-Penault, with the actors we've added, where you have Harvey Guillem as Perrito. The old kind of relationships of Puss and Kitty, Antonio and Selma have known each other for so long, and Selma would know exactly how Antonio would read a line. So when we were working together, I was gonna play a clip for her, because we don't always record at the same time. And she's like, no. And she would do an impression of Antonio, and I'm like, you know him. And so there's this chemistry that you get between Puss and Kitty, that just this history, that's just a gift as a director. But then also the way they interact with this new character. And there's this story carries a lot of themes with it. Found family is one of them, where you have all these characters coming together and on this journey, maybe appreciating who they're with.
Accept this golden gift from Puss in Boots.